Hello, hello, everybody. Oh, it's nice to be back going live with you all. This is so exciting. Feels good to be in the vibe of creation for the new year. Like, this is my son's favorite holiday. It's funny because it's been his favorite holiday since he was a little kid, like more than Christmas, because he says it's a fresh start. And I just think that is so amazing. And it really is a fresh start. We can make fresh starts all year round. It does not have to be the new year, but it typically tends to be the new year. And so, in that spirit, I think we can let go of what we want to let go of this year or many years before, and then plan a new thing for this new year, bring in a new vibe, bring in a new energy, bring in new health, new possibilities, new goals. And so I've been really feeling into this energy today, and I've had so much energy today. I've been talking to my dogs and dancing. I've been working at my standing desk, and I had the music on. I was dancing. I wish I could play music now, but Facebook will shut me down. But anyway, this vibe, this energy, I want to bring it to you. I want to bring you vitality in the new year and vibrant, thriving health. So that is why we are here. That is what this is all about. And so I want you to get curious and get involved and get into the chat and say hello when you're coming on. Give me a hashtag replay if you're on the replay, because the more interactive this will be, I promise you, the more you will get out of it. So say hello, everybody, as you're coming on, and let me just make sure that we are good and live and you can hear me and you can see me. Hello, Tina. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you give me like something in the chat that lets me know that we are good to go? And everybody, please, please, please say hello. I really don't like feeling like I'm talking to myself. You probably don't either. So it's really nice to know who is here. So please say hello. Oh, hello, Patty. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite people on the whole planet, Patty. So nice to see you. Yes, my energy is like, it's on point today, you guys. I'm bringing you so much good stuff. So get out your workbook. If you don't have the workbook, hi Jenny, long time no see. If you don't have the workbook, I will drop it in the chat. If you have it, I really encourage you to print it up. If you have a printer, I know not everybody has a printer these days, but I really encourage you to write these things down. So if you don't have a printer and you can't print your workbook, I encourage you to just get out some paper and write down what the prompts are. Studies show you are 42% more likely to achieve a goal if you write it down. Like, isn't that crazy? Because we have so many thoughts swirling around in our head. Our heart and our mind and our soul don't really know which one of these things is important or true, right? We have so many thoughts, hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day. And so writing it down is going to give your body and your mind and your soul something to focus on, a tangible thing to work towards. That's what our brain really likes. Okay, Jenny, if you don't have a printer, that's okay. If you just get out some paper, I'm going to drop the workbook link into the chat so everyone can open the link, and then you can just write down what the prompts are. So super simple. I just need to find where we're at on my computer. So drop in the chat. Please, please, please say hello. I would really appreciate it. I'm telling you, the more interactive you are, the more you are going to get out of this workshop. And give me one thing in the chat. I really want to hear, because I want this to have such a high vibe, and the highest vibration, feeling, emotion there is gratitude. And so I would love for everybody to drop into the chat one thing, just one thing that you are grateful for in this very moment. And then we can all just enjoy seeing what each other's grateful for. It creates a higher elevated vibration of what we're doing, which gratitude always does. And so I would love to see what you all are grateful for in the chat today, especially, this time can be busy, it can be stressful, but there's always something to be grateful for, right? So I'm going to drop the workbook into the chat so you can pull that up. I tried to set up my streaming software so that I could share my screen with you if you don't have the workbook, but for some reason my streaming software isn't working. And what I've been hearing and what I've been experiencing is that there are so many tech issues going on right now. And Mercury was just in retrograde, so it might be left over from that. But whatever the case is, I cannot pull the workbook up. So I will hold it up for you. This is what it looks like. Here's my face drinking a smoothie. So before we dive into the workbook, I just want to take a couple of minutes and thank you for being here, whether you are watching live or you're on the replay, because there's a lot of people I know that couldn't be here live, which is totally fine. But Patty, grateful for all the hugs I got today from my students. Oh, that just warms my heart. Patty is a kindergarten teacher. Patty's one of my clients. She is just amazing and wonderful. And she's a kindergarten teacher, and her students just love her. So I love that. And we all could use more hugs, right? Like that's just such a wonderful, loving thing that we can all share with each other. So give more hugs out for the next week, right? Everyone's stressed out before Christmas. So give out more hugs, give out more love. But I want to honestly, truly thank you for being here. And I want you to thank yourself, because not being here, not doing anything about your health, right, is just going to continue the cycle and things are going to keep getting worse. But every step you take that gets you closer to your health goals, you should congratulate yourself for. And we so oftentimes forget to congratulate ourselves. We congratulate other people, and it's usually for something big and grandiose, right? But we have so many little things that we can congratulate ourselves for every single day. And be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for your body. Your body has gotten you through, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years? So be grateful for your body. Like, could you imagine if you went and worked at a factory 24 hours a day for 40 years, and then people just told you you were ugly and fat and old and slow and lazy, right? And that's what we tend to do with ourselves a lot of times. So giving yourself self-love, self-confidence, congratulations, gratitude, right? Your body is going to appreciate that, and it's going to work harder for you. Your body is 100% of the time working in your favor. It's always trying to keep you alive. That's the only job your body is doing all the time. So a lot of people think like, oh, my body hates me. My body is turning against me. Your body is never turning against you. Every single symptom you have, every single diagnosis, every single red flag that your body is sending you, they're all messages. They're all messages that your body wants to tell you something. And so your body is always trying to help you. So take your symptoms as good things from your body. Like if your body never gave you any symptoms, we would never know anything was wrong. So if you have a symptom, you can take it as, okay, my body is telling me like, I really need to start paying attention to this. Thank you, body, for telling me this. So if we can kind of flip things around from negative to positive with our body, I promise you, you're going to make such a big difference with your health. And so before we get going, do I see any more gratitude? Anybody? Just Patty's grateful today? I don't believe it. I'm grateful for getting to go out and see a Festival of Lights tonight with my family and my goddaughter. So let's hear it. Let's raise the vibration, right? And before we get going, this can be emotional. This can be a little bit, it can be a little bit stressful, but hopefully it's really going to be exciting and motivational and supportive for you. But just before we get going, just to get your body into a place where this can have the most impact, I just want you to relax your shoulders, close your eyes down if that feels okay for you. Just let your jaw relax, unfurl your brow. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to get the body out of fight or flight and into rest and digest and heal. And the easiest way to do that, number 1 is gratitude, but number 2 is breathing. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose. Fill up your belly, let your ribs expand, fill up your lungs, and then let it all out with a big sigh. Back in through the nose, deeply. Let it out with a sigh. Hopefully you feel better already. One more. And everything out. Beautiful. You can open up your eyes. And I want you to know, once we get started on this, we're just going to dive right in. And I'm going to talk kind of fast because I want to be respectful of your time and make this about an hour. But I want you to know that I have been where you are. If you have gut issues and you're tired and you can't sleep through the night and you have anxiety and you're bloated and you're constipated or whatever it might be, I have been there. I have had every single one of those things, and I did for 30 plus years of my life. And this was before social media. I had no me, right? I had 0 answers to anything I was going through. I went to doctors that one of them just told me I was defective and sent me on my way. This was pre-Google. This was naturopath doctors everywhere. I was alone. I had no idea why I felt like shit every single day. I was a single mom. I was running a business. I pasted a big smile on my face and got through life. And when I finally decided enough was enough, it took me it's probably been almost 15 years now that I've been on this health journey. And I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm going to be 47 this year, which seems crazy to me because I feel 27. And I feel better than I've ever felt in my life, honestly, since I was a baby. I've had gut issues. And so it's never too late. You're never too far gone. There's always an answer. There's always an answer. Did you guys know only 2% of disease is hereditary, which means we are in control of the rest of it, which I think is awesome, right? If it were the opposite and 98% of disease was hereditary, we'd all be screwed. But it's not. It's lifestyle related, which means there is something we can do about it. And getting to the root cause of your issues is what we can do, which I wasn't able to do for a decade into my health journey. So I can do with my clients now in 4 months what took me 10 years to do with my own health. And so to me, I think that's really exciting. Like that somebody's here to support you, hand you motivation and love and support and answers to your issues. And that should be, I think, really motivating and really exciting for you. So I just want you to know that I love you. I want you to love yourself. In fact, everybody just put your hand on your heart right now and say, name, whatever your name is, Marissa, I love you. You deserve to feel good. Because that's the first step. A lot of people they think they don't deserve to feel good. And they're not showing themselves self-love. So number 1, do this every single day. Look in the mirror, put your hand on your heart. Whatever your name is, I love you. And you deserve to feel good. I promise things will start to get better. You just start doing that. Okay, so let's dive in. So here are the mistakes that I see when people are doing all the things, trying to get healthy. Not being specific enough with your goals. Okay, so this is what I was saying before. Your body, your brain likes to have something very specific, a target. It would be like if you got in your car to go to a restaurant and you just put restaurant in the nav, right? Your car would have no idea where to go. There's a million restaurants. If you put the name of the restaurant in the nav, your car will take you there. And so that is what we need to do with our health. We need to be very, very specific. Number two is people are overwhelmed, and so they get paralyzed and they do nothing, right? It's like, yes, social media is a blessing because you all found me. But there's a lot of information out there. There's too much information out there, and you don't really know who to trust. So people get overwhelmed because there's too much information. One day meat's bad for you, the next day meat's good for you, et cetera, et cetera. So you do nothing, right? That's mistake number two. Mistake number three is lacking focus, wanting to do too many things all at once, trying this supplement and this diet and this and you've probably heard me say this before. Those are all the throw pillows. So if you're going to build a home, what is the first thing you would do? Tell me in the comments. What's the first thing you would do if you're going to build a home? Because building our health is just like building a home. You would probably have somebody come, lay the foundation, right? And then put up the studs, and then put up the roof and the walls. Would you go out first thing before you've even laid the foundation and go buy throw pillows for the couch and the bed? Of course you wouldn't. You don't have anywhere to put them. But this is what people are doing with their health. They're going out and buying all the throw pillows, the latest probiotic, the latest fad diet, whatever it might be. Yes, absolutely. Having a foundation. Exactly. And so wanting to do all of these things, but not focusing on the right things, the foundation. Another mistake people make is not allowing yourself enough grace. You don't know how to fix your own gut. Why would you? Did you go to school for it? No. Would you be hard on yourself if you didn't know how to fix your own plumbing or fix your car and not bring it to the mechanic? No. You don't know how to fix your own gut. So I want you to give yourself some grace when you trial and error things and make mistakes and things don't work. It's all learning. But I don't want you to be hard on yourself because you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it. It took me years to know how to do it, right? The average person doesn't know how to fix a gut. So how would you expect to be able to do it by yourself? So allow yourself some grace, right? So let's get into the goals, the specific goals. And every time I do a goal workshop, I have people that write, feel better. Well, that gives your body nothing to focus on. Your body could make you feel 1% better and you wouldn't even notice. But according to your body, we feel better, so the goal has been achieved. So we need to be specific. We need numbers. We need actionable things. I want to lose 25 pounds. I want to get off my heartburn medication. I want to get off all my medication. I want to sleep 8 hours a night. Whatever your goals are, I want you to get really specific. And I want 3. And feel better cannot be one of them. Okay? So if you are feeling really bold and brave and I'm giving you all my energy that I've mustered up today, put them in the chat. I would love to see what your goals are, because if I can see what your goals are, then I can sort of help navigate you through. So if you're feeling bold and brave, and it's going to help other people too, if they can see that they're not in this alone, right? So we're all here to support and love and motivate each other. So seeing other people's goals in the chat will probably keep them more motivated. So 3 specific health goals. Now, if you can't come up with them right this second, totally fine. Just keep this and do it later, right? So 3 specific goals, something that can be measured. Something that can be measured. Beautiful, Tina. Gain 15 pounds, because let's face it, a lot of people with gut issues need to gain weight. I actually have 3 clients right now that I'm helping with weight gain. So it's not all about weight loss, and a lot of people go, oh, you're so lucky. It's just as hard to gain weight as it is to lose weight. getting into homeostasis, a good balance is what we're all looking for. And for some people, that means gaining weight. So, Tina, gaining 15 pounds, sleep 8 hours, get rid of reflux. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. And by the way, every single one of these goals probably all comes back to one root cause. And so that's the really nice thing about gut health is that fixing your gut usually fixes all of your other problems. And so while I have a lot of clients that have spent their lives going to this specialist and this specialist and this person and this person, and they're all just treating individual issues with medications or procedures or whatever it is, when all the while we could have just fixed the gut and everything else gets better because everything comes from the gut. Hippocrates, which is, he was the father of all medicine, said all disease begins in the gut. And we know, as I said before, less than 2% of disease is genetic. So it's not 100% true, but it's 98% true. And knowing what your specific gut needs to work right has the cascade effect on everything. So for me, I think that's wonderful news that you don't have to go to 17 different doctors to address your 17 different symptoms. You can just work on the gut. I think that's great. Okay, next one, really, really important. What is my big why for achieving these health goals? This is really important, and I would love to see this in the chat as well. This is important because when it gets hard, or when you have to make a decision that might feel challenging, you will have your big why somewhere up here in your brain. Maybe it's in the front, maybe it's in the back, and it'll help you make that decision to get you on the right path to that big why. So for me personally, why I really want to keep my health, why I want to feel like I'm 27 when I'm 47 and beyond, is because I do not, this is really, I have so many, but I don't want to waste the last 20 years of my life laying in bed, laying on the couch, feeling sick, having aches and pains, having to be near a bathroom, feeling like I'm going to throw up, having dementia, having heart issues, being put on a bunch of meds. That isn't, to me, that is not living. I do not have that in my future. I want to have fun. Anybody that knows me knows I like to have fun. Like every day. And I said this to my husband early on when we got married, and he was a much more serious person than he is now. And I told him, I said, I want to have fun every day. And he goes, babe, that's not possible. Some days are just not fun. And I'm like, well, according to you, but to me, every day can be fun. And guess what? All those years when I had gut issues, every day was not fun. But guess what? Every single day of my life now is fun. Every day. Yes, are there stressful things? Are there some days when I'm going to a funeral or, shoveling the lawn? Yeah, of course. But when you get rid of your gut issues and when your body works and you have all this energy and you have a smile on your face because it comes deep, deep from inside your soul, then yes, every day can be fun. Every day can be joyful at a bare minimum. Maybe not fun, but joyful. And so I want to feel that into my 80s, 90s, however long I last. I want those last years of my life to be just as fun as my younger years. So that's my big why. I want to be walking around Italy, eating the pasta, drinking the wine with my great grandkids in my 90s. So that's what I picture when I think, do I really need to be this healthy? Do I really need to exercise? Do I really need to? Yes. Yes, I do. Because I am not going to be bound to my bed when I'm old, and I'm not going to be a burden on other people. So what's your big why? What's your big why? Let's hear it in the chat, everybody. Get interactive. Let's do this together. Who can you motivate with your big why? Maybe you can motivate somebody else. And sometimes I can't see the chat, but let's get in there, everybody. Let's get in there. Okay, moving on. And this is really important because, wait, let me say it. What do I think the root cause of my health issues is? We give, as a society, we give so much power to our doctors. We're giving away all the control of our health to a person that gives you 15 minutes every time you show up, has to do a ton of paperwork every time you show up, got zero nutrition counseling, got zero nutrition education in medical school, is not taught to get to the root cause of your issues. They are taught to practice medicine. Now, some doctors are very helpful. It doesn't mean you should give them total control of your health, right? Your health is your control. And we give so much power to our doctors, and your doctor doesn't know everything. What do you think is the root cause of your issues? Really think about that. Think back. Like, did something happen to you in childhood that really, switched the trajectory of your life? Has there been a massive, stressful situation going on in your life? Did you have a totally shitty diet for most of your life, like I did? Were you given like massive antibiotics as a kid that totally messed up your gut bacteria? Tap in, like listen to your body. What is your body telling you? Is your body saying, well, you don't exercise, you don't drink enough water, I'm really dehydrated, you love to eat late night chips, right? Like, what is it? What do you think those things are? And really maybe think back to like what the root could be. Like, yes, those things I just mentioned are factors, but what's the root? And really just tap into this innate knowledge that your own body has and that you have. And think about like, yes, I need to go to a doctor for things like I broke my leg a few years ago. I had to go get leg surgery. We need our doctors for some things, but when we're just overly relying and overly going to all these doctor's appointments and all these specialists, if they were really helping you, you wouldn't have to keep going back all the time, right? So think about what your body can tell you about the root cause of your health issues. Okay, so now so that's part one. Now this is a self-assessment wheel. So if you don't have the workbook, I put it in the chat. So grab that if you want to do this self-assessment. So this self-assessment is really, really important for this process. Sorry, I'm so cold. I'm down in my studio and it is cold and dark and rainy and wet outside. So sad, but I'm cold, and so now my nose has started running because my heater's too loud. Oh, maybe it's fine. Okay, so this self-assessment is really important because it's going to show you where your blind spots are. Okay, so when you're looking at your self-assessment wheel, the categories are exercise, nutrition, gut issues, anxiety, stress, relaxation, hydration, and sleep, okay? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome, best, it can be totally on point, I've got this dialed in, 1 being like, oof, not good. Put a little dot on the little pie and draw a line, okay? So exercise, and it gives you the factors down here. Exercise. Do you exercise at least 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes? That's the baseline. So if you do that, I would say that's an 8. I would say, 5 days would probably be a 10. And this is not just walking, guys. Walking is something that is just a baseline that we all need to be doing. we all need to be putting on muscle. If you're a woman over 40, which I think we probably all are around or above that, if you're not putting on muscle, you are losing muscle every day of your life, which is a really scary thing. Muscle loss, sarcopenia. You can look up sarcopenia and see what all of the effects on your body are. It's really scary. So we need to be putting on muscle. If you are feeling like you want to hang out with me a little bit more, you can come to my online Pilates class. I teach Tuesdays and Thursdays. We put on muscle. You don't have to use weights. You can put on muscle using your own body weight, and we use bands. You get really flexible and mobile. So mobility, I think, is the biggest key when we get to be sort of at this age. You want to be able to get up and down off the ground, get up and down out of a chair, put shirts on. Like I know a lot of older people who can't put a shirt on over their head because they can't get their shoulders up. They've never done any shoulder mobility. Hip mobility, right? Spine mobility. You're only as young as your spine. Your spine is in charge of everything. So Pilates is so amazing. Building your core strength. Like, if you want to have that nice, good, flat, strong core, Pilates is the way to go. And everybody can do it. I've taught everything from a 5-year-old child to an 82-year-old woman. Everybody can do it. That's the beautiful thing about Pilates. And it puts muscle on not just your big muscles. Like a lot of people just work like their bigger muscles, like their glutes and the outside of the shoulders. We work all the little baby muscles that are really supportive for your body and helpful for not falling down. Do you know how many people I have heard just in the last few months have had their parents fall, and then as soon as they fall, they can't recover, and it's just completely downhill from there? So if you want to prevent falling, Pilates, we work on all the little muscles, the stability muscles. So amazing. So if you are interested, you can try my class for free. You can just put Pilates in the chat and I'll send you the Zoom link. And then it's just $40 a month for unlimited classes, and you get all my recordings too. So if you can't make it live, you can do my recordings. But I swear I have like a Pilates glow after I'm done because my body just feels so amazing and so strong. You guys, I'm strong. Like, I might be as strong as my husband. Don't tell him I said that. Okay, so that's, whatever your exercise is that you like to do, the best exercise for you is the one that you'll do. But we need to do this in addition to walking. Walking is fantastic and amazing, and we all need to be doing it, but it's not putting on muscle onto your frame, right? Okay, so the next one is nutrition. How confident are you in your nutrition knowledge in terms of how to get all of your vitamins and nutrients so that your digestion and all functions work properly? Only 1 in 10 Americans gets enough nutrients from their diet. Only 1 in 10, 10% of people. Our food in America is garbage. So unfortunately, we need to put a lot more effort in these days than our grandparents had to back in the day. Back in our grandparents' day, food was just food. Now everything is chemicals and pesticides and GMOs and everything else. So how confident do you feel that you're getting 100% plus of your optimum amount of vitamins and minerals? It's really hard to do. So if you're not confident at all, like if you don't track your food, I would consider giving yourself, a 6 or below, I would say, even if you think you eat really, really healthy, because it's just so hard to do. Dana, what exercises are best when you're in a wheelchair 24/7? Dana, I made you an exercise video. Have you not been doing it? Yeah, Dana's in a wheelchair, and so I made her a video of exercises that she can do while sitting. So get that back out. It's in your messenger if you forgot about it. Okay, gut issues. I mean, this group is called Nutrition for Women. Gut issues, right? So we all have them. How well do you feel your digestive system works? Scale of 1 to 10. How well do you feel it works? Put your little dot and draw your little line. Okay, anxiety. How anxious have you been over the last 6 weeks? How anxious? 1 to 10. For any reason whatsoever. Stress. How do you feel you are managing or reducing the stress in your life? Because we cannot remove stress out of our lives, but what we can do is manage the way it affects our body. So, not how much stress is in your life, like if you have a sick parent or a stressful child, or those, that's not what I'm talking about. Everybody has that. How well are you managing or reducing the effect that that stress has on your body? 1 to 10. Relaxation. Do you incorporate relaxation, whatever that means to you, in your life? So any kind of quiet downtime, that does not include scrolling your phone, and it doesn't include TV, right? Those are still activating activities. I'm talking relaxation, breath work, meditation, nature, getting out in nature, anything like that, right? True relaxation. Scrolling social media is not actually relaxing. We were never meant to take in that much information in our brain. Next one is hydration. Do you get a minimum of half your body weight in ounces of water per day? So take your body weight. So let's say you're 150 pounds. Divide that in half. That would be 75. So that's the minimum amount of water to be drinking every day, 75 ounces of water. Now, this varies, right? If you work out intensely, clearly you're going to need more water. If you live in a hot climate and you sweat a lot, you're going to need more water, right? This is a very, very general number, so don't take it too seriously. But that's a minimum, let's say. So find a bottle that you like. Find a bottle that you will carry around with you. Those big jug ones, I don't think you're going to carry that around with you all the time. Find one you like that fits in your cup holder. Figure out how many ounces it is, and then figure out how many bottles you need in a day. So this is 22 ounces. So I know I need to fill this 4 times a day to get, that's more than my minimum. But did I say 4 ounces? I need to fill this 4 times a day, which quite simply is 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening, and 1 at night, right? Like it's really not hard. And then I have water in various other ways, but I know I need to have that 4 times a day. And then sleep. This is a tough one, right, guys? Almost every single one of you that I've had a conversation with in this group does not sleep through the night. If you are not sleeping through the night, you are not giving your body a chance to heal. In the night, when we get our deep sleep, that's when your body gets rid of old cells, builds new cells, detoxifies the organs. Your brain goes through a cleansing process called the glymphatic cleansing. If you don't get deep sleep for 8-ish hours, your body doesn't do that process. So guess what? It's on the struggle bus the next day. Then it doesn't do that process again. Struggle, struggle, struggle. It's a big struggle bus situation, right? So we've got to start getting deep sleep. So 1 to 10 is your sleep. So do your little numbers, draw a line across each little pie, and that'll give you a clear visual, because again, our brain likes something measurable. Our brain likes to actually see. You'll get a clear visual of what your items are that can be worked on, right? And then what you're doing well. So I really like this self-assessment wheel. I do it week 1 with my clients. You'll see it says week 1 because I took this out of my client handbook. And then again at week 16. And you can see the difference, and it's so, so cool. Okay. So now, moving on. And again, if you don't have the workbook, you can just write all these things down. Whew, look, now I'm getting hot because I turned my heater on. Okay, next question. What are my top 3 areas that I can improve upon to achieve my health goals? So take your little wheel and take your top 3 things that got the lowest scores and write them there. Okay. If you're just joining us, this is our 2025 Gut Health Game Plan Workshop. We are planning out how we're going to achieve our health goals in 2025. There is a workbook in the chat if you need the workbook. I highly suggest writing all of these things down for the highest benefit. Okay, so what are your top 3 areas you can improve upon to achieve health goals? Now let's go over some of the behaviors. What 3 behaviors am I going to add to improve these areas? So let's just go over a few suggestions. Now, keep in mind, these things are still the throw pillows because we haven't gotten to your root cause of your issues yet to build the foundation. But let's add some new behaviors in. You know, it's better to add in good behaviors than to do nothing at all, right? So while you're figuring out the root cause of your issues, while you are building the foundation, these are some behaviors that we can add in. Tina, I need to work on gut issues, sleep issues, anxiety issues. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing in the chat. Everybody else, feel free to share your goals, your why, your challenges, please. So gut, sleep, and anxiety. And so again, Tina, the good thing is that if we work on the gut and improve the gut, the sleep and anxiety will probably also improve at the exact same time, right? So to me, that's so exciting because then you don't need to specifically work on sleep, specifically work on anxiety, specifically this. It all starts in the gut, right? So let's go back through. So exercise, I gave you an idea. You can do my Pilates class, strength, mobility, flexibility. Plus you get to hang out with me some more. There's so much on YouTube, you guys. If you don't want to go to the gym, which I don't love going to the gym. I do go to the gym to take yoga classes, but I think going to the gym and just like randomly picking machines to do stuff on, like that's not really going to get you anywhere unless you know how to craft a workout or you have a personal trainer. I think there are other things that you can do that are going to be more beneficial and more time saving. But if you like going to the gym, by all means, go to the gym. If you don't have the motivation to do workouts on your own, I highly suggest getting a personal trainer, joining a group of some kind. Even my online class, my clients will text me and tell me they're not showing up today just to keep themselves accountable. So some kind of accountability will help you be motivated, but there's so much that you can do, and it's all about finding what you enjoy doing, right? So nutrition, let's talk about nutrition. How confident are you in your nutrition knowledge in terms of how to get your vitamins and minerals? Vitamins and minerals that's the foundation, right? If you don't get enough vitamins and minerals, everything else is going to be struggling. So can you add 5 colors into your week? So I always say we want to eat the rainbow, right? So we want to get red, orange, yellow, green, purple, even white. It's not technically in the rainbow, but we want white foods too. So out of all those foods, can you add 5 more? When you go to the grocery store, can you pick a couple different plants that you haven't tried recently? I've created an entire extensive list of every plant food I could think of and what color it falls under. And so if that would help you with your grocery shopping, just put rainbow in the chat and I will send you over my entire list of plant food, because you might think you're running out of ideas. A lot of people tend to eat the same foods every week. If we eat the same foods every week, we're feeding the same gut bacteria. And so a lot of times we don't have a good diversity of gut bacteria because we're only feeding the same foods, feeding the same bacteria. So if you want my extensive list of all the beautiful colors of all the foods, just put rainbow in the chat and I will send that over to you. So maybe that's something you can do to up your nutrition this week, or this week. We're going for a lot more than a week. Maybe there's something you can swap out. Like if you are, if you keep a lot of chips in the house, chips are going to be really inflammatory for the gut. They're cooked in canola oil or sunflower oil. These are really, really damaging for our gut and inflammatory. So maybe you could switch out your chips for some carrots and hummus. Or maybe you're, a real like sweet tooth kind of candy addict. Maybe take those things out of your house and replace it with fruit or a little bit of dark chocolate. Like, really take a look at what your habits are and think about, what can I swap or what can I add in? Can I add in more plants? Can I add in more variety? And can I maybe take out some of the ultra processed things and just make some swaps? So those are some ideas for nutrition. Gut issues, some ideas to improve gut issues. I mean, you guys, this is a complicated subject, right? To really improve your gut issues, the only suggestion I can make in good faith is to get your gut tested. If we don't test your gut, I cannot tell you what is going to fix your gut issues, right? Every single person on this planet has a different microbiome. It's as unique as your fingerprint. And so if people are trying to tell you how to fix your gut issues without testing your gut, it's a guess. It's 100% a guess. And so I'm not going to give you suggestions for this because it's different for everybody. Now, are there things that are going to help everybody, like reducing the ultra processed foods? Yes. Reduce your ultra processed foods. That's across the board, right? But beyond that, your gut issues are only yours. And it's 100% dependent on what is going on in your microbiome. And so if you want more information on the gut testing I do with my clients, that's the foundation. Like, that is laying the foundation. So if you want to really lay that foundation, you can say test in the comments and I can get you more information on testing. The doctor didn't help me at all. Yeah, I mean, listen, doctors can be very helpful in certain circumstances. Getting to your root cause of your issues is not typically one of them. I'm trying to be very careful as I say these things. I have a naturopath friend. We were getting our nails done. And she goes, you know way more than me about the microbiome. I don't know about the microbiome. I don't have time to go learn these things. We weren't taught that in school, like this much. But she's like, you know way more about it than I do. So that's what I'm saying. Only rely on doctors for this much. Don't give them all of your power. Go outside of the medical field. Take back control over your own health and go outside the medical field. We need to stop relying on doctors for every single thing we need. So yeah, Tina, I will reach out to you with the information on that test. Let's see, anxiety. How anxious have you been over the last 6 weeks? Anxiety is typically a gut-brain connection issue. Our gut and our brain talk back and forth millions of times a day. If there's something going on in your brain, it'll affect your gut. If there's something going on in your gut, it'll affect your brain. That's just the way it is. And so anxiety is typically a gut-brain thing. So working on the gut issues, getting your gut microbiome to flourish and thrive will typically take care of that anxiety. So working on your gut issues is going to really help with that anxiety. So managing stress, again, we can't take the stress out of our lives, but managing it would be things like having a morning routine. Instead of getting up and just checking your phone and going right into your day, have a little morning routine. Start your day and rest and digest, not fight or flight. So as soon as you get up, maybe get up before the kids do. Maybe you tell them not to bother you for 15 minutes. Go to a quiet place. I do breath work every morning, a stretching every morning. Have a big glass of water, flush the toxins through my body. Don't put coffee in your body right away. That's just like sending your body into this like shock. Doing breath work. I offer online breath work if anybody wants to do healing breath work. There's many different breath patterns we can do to affect different things in your body, but it gives your body the ability to be able to heal itself, which is amazing. You can release old emotions out of your body. You can actually address physical pain and physical issues with breath work. So if anybody is interested in breath work, say breath work in the chat. You can find a meditation app. You can do anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour or more of meditation whenever it fits into your schedule. Stress, the way our world is so stressful. Again, going back to our grandparents' day, they didn't have laptops, they didn't have phones, the news was on once a day. The kids went out and played in the street, came back home at dinner time, right? Everything was much simpler then. The world we live in today is innately stressful. So we've got to take control of our time. We've got to be protective of our time, protective of our energy, right? And not just be taking in information all the time. Quiet, nature, breathing, meditation, reading. We've got to give our bodies a break. Our bodies were not meant to handle. And that's going to have a direct effect on your gut issues, right? There are bad bacteria that literally thrive on stress. You're literally feeding bad bacteria in your gut when you're stressed and killing off the good bacteria, right? So this is a really big one, and this is probably one that's the most overlooked. Relaxation, right? We've got to relax. Our society teaches us that going all the time is that's, we respect people. When we run into people at the grocery store, how have you been? People always go, oh, so busy, right? Tell me if you experience that with people. So busy. And we've learned, we've kind of trained ourselves that's we hold that up. We respect those people. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so busy. She must be really important. But actually, relaxation is more admirable to me than just filling your time with busyness. Taking time for yourself to treat your body well is more admirable to me, right? So getting some of that relaxation. The hydration, we talked about that. Half your body ounces in water. Find a bottle. If you see me anywhere, I'm going to have this in my hand. And if I don't, I'm panicking. And then sleep. Whew, sleep's a tough one. So number one for sleep. Stop eating and stop looking at your phone at least 2 hours before bed. Like if you have food in your belly and blue light in your eyeballs, sleep is not happening. So shut the kitchen down. After you eat dinner, go brush your teeth. Tell your brain that the kitchen is closed, right? Brushing your teeth tells your brain that. I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I get totally ready for bed right after dinner so that my brain doesn't even think that the kitchen is still open. And then no scrolling, guys. No scrolling. The scrolling is killing us. It is damaging the brain. It is damaging our sleep. It's actually damaging our eyes. Like it's a thing. So find something else to do besides scroll. Talk to your family or read a book, right? Or read a magazine or do a physical, crossword puzzle or something. But that's what's going to get you that good deep sleep. Now there's so much more that goes into sleep, right? We can't just cover it in this amount of time. But so those are some of my tips on every little part of your self-assessment wheel. So just pick three. Don't overwhelm yourself. Pick 3 things that you can write here. What are 3 behaviors I'm going to add to improve my areas, right? And then you can come back and revisit this maybe in 3 months and add 3 more things that you can change. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves. Okay, but now Again, we want to congratulate ourselves. We want to give ourselves a pat on the back. We don't do that often enough. So, what areas did I excel at this year? Like maybe your hydration is on point. And you're like, oh, yeah, I drink my whole 80 ounces of water, whatever it is. So, give yourself a pat on the back. Or like, you know, I did breath work, you know, however many times this year. Tina, deep breathing every day. So there you go, Tina. Your stress management is good. So I excelled at that this year. Write down what you excelled at, and be proud of yourself for it. Right? Imagine you are that employee working in that warehouse. Your body is working for you 24/7. Give your body some praise, and it's going to want to work harder for you. Okay, we're getting down to 5 minutes left. I said I was going to try and keep it to an hour. We'll go a couple over. What is holding me back from achieving all of my health goals? It's good to have awareness of what's actually holding you back. For some people, it's picky kids, or a husband that doesn't care what their health journey is, or people say, I don't have time. And the thing is that we all have the same amount of time in a day. It's where you put your priorities, right? So I guarantee there's something you can take out to put in your health, right? Where can you prioritize? We all have the same 24 hours. And I guarantee there are people out there doing a lot more than I am doing, right? And still can manage to go to the gym. I had friends staying here last week, and her husband gets up and goes to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning, which, I don't really encourage that because I guarantee he doesn't get enough sleep. But at the same time, he's making it work when he needs to. He's like, I need to work out. So what is holding you back from achieving your health goals? What is that thing? If your husband doesn't care about your health issues, that's a little disturbing, and maybe you need to have a bigger talk with him than just this. Like, I've had a lot of clients who say, my husband does not care. He thinks my issues are in my head. He won't change what he eats. I have to make his dinner, so I have to eat a shitty dinner. No, you don't. You don't have to make his dinner. He can make his own dinner, and you can make a nice, healthy, beautiful meal that's going to support your gut. And if you tell him, my gut issues are so severe, I have to do something about it. I feel sick every day, and he doesn't care. That's a bigger issue than this, right? So there needs to be a bigger conversation. If you have picky kids, hey, I had picky kids. My son, anyone that knows me is laughing right now because my son ate the exact same 3 meals a day every day for for the first 10 years of his life. Now he'll eat anything I put in front of him. He still lives with us. He's 24. And he'll eat anything I put in front of him. He eats all the vegetables. He eats the rainbow every day. I mean, he truly is the son of a gut health coach. But he ate the same 3 meals every day for 10 years. I took him to counseling. I tried everything, you guys. But I made 2 different meals every night. I made myself something that was not going to bother me and was going to be good for my belly, and I made him a meal. If you have to do that, you have to do that. You can take a meal. Let's say you make, well, I'll use my example. So my example is spaghetti. Jake ate spaghetti every day of his life. In fact, he still does, but eats it as his 4th meal after dinner. It's probably more like his 5th meal. He still loves spaghetti. But so I took a food processor and put kale and mushrooms and carrots and celery and onion in a food processor, blended it up, and put it and cooked spaghetti sauce with all those vegetables in it so that we could eat the same meal. I don't eat meals without vegetables. I just don't. So they were getting snuck in there. But let's say you're making tacos and the rest of your family wants mass cheese and flour tortillas and everything that's not going to be good for your belly, right? You can make lettuce wraps, or they have these really good cassava tortillas, right? And then you can put cabbage and onions and cilantro and like all these things that are really good for you on your tacos, right? There's always a way to work around it. And a lot of times when we use these excuses, like I don't have time, my husband my kids, my job, my this, my that. It's really just a way of you keeping yourself, it's actually your subconscious keeping yourself the same, because change is scary. And our bodies actually like to keep things the same. Our subconscious, it lives inside of our body, likes to keep things the same. And so when we're trying to introduce change, your body might go, I don't know, let's come up with an excuse. So we've got to get past those excuses. You've got to realize that every single person on this planet has their own challenges, but your health is the most important thing in the world. It's more important than what your kids are doing, what your husband is doing, what your boss wants you to do. I don't care, because if you don't have your health, you are not going to be alive for all of these other things. You want to be alive to help take care of your kids and your husband and your dogs and all these things for the next 40 years. You got to take care of your health. So you have to make that a priority. So saying I don't have time just means it's not my priority. If you put those words before what you don't have time for, instead of saying I don't have time to exercise, you say it's not my priority to exercise. I don't have time to grocery shop. It's not my priority to grocery shop. Right? That changes things a little bit. So, what steps will I take to address these roadblocks is next. So, what's holding me back? Writing those down. What steps will I take to address these roadblocks is next. This is big, you guys. And this is emotional. So take your time with this. And if emotions are coming up, and if I'm triggering you in some way, there's something deep down. And this is the kind of stuff I work on with my clients. Because if we never get past these things, all of the strategy and all of the nutrients in the world aren't going to be helpful if you cannot get past these things, right? So, big last question. What will I be able to do this year when I get rid of my gut issues? When I achieve my health goals? What will I be able to do? I know so many people who don't travel because they're too scared to travel. They're scared to eat the food at the restaurants. They have to be near a bathroom all the time. What can you do when you finally have gut freedom? Like, I literally can do anything I want because I feel amazing every day. That is what I want for you. That's why I'm here. That's why we're doing this whole thing. I want you to feel amazing every day. I want you to get up every day and go, today is going to be a good day. I can do whatever I want. I can have fun. I can go do this. I can go do that. Like, what do you want to do? And so your big why and your big what will I be able to do this year when I achieve my goals? Think and dig deep and get into the nitty gritty of it, because those are so important. This is going to dictate the rest of your life. Taking control of your own health for your big why. Everybody, every single person can feel like I feel today. I had gut issues for 30, maybe 35 years. And I feel better now today than I've ever felt my entire life. And this is what I do with my clients, right? This is literally what I do with my clients in 4 months. And so I put in your workbook exactly what my program entails. Can you all see that? There's links in there. My Happy Belly method is guaranteed. I work with you until you achieve your health goals, whether that's bloating, heartburn, constipation, diarrhea, belly fat, autoimmune issues, headaches, fatigue, sleeplessness, skin issues. I will work with you until you get rid of whatever you want to get rid of and you have energy for life again. And so if you want to talk about my program and how it can help you, there's a link to book a call. There's a link to book a call in the chat and on your little workbook. You can lock in 2024 prices right now. If you book a call and sign up, you can put a $250 deposit down and you can start in 2025. You pick your start date, whatever you want to do. But if a lot of you have been in this group for years and you still have the same issues, right? Remember the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results, right? something's got to change. And like I said before, you don't know how to fix gut issues because you never went to gut health school, right? You don't know how to fix your own plumbing and you don't know how to fix your own car if you're not a mechanic or a plumber. So doing this on your own is not going to have the best outcomes, right? Doing this with a professional is going to have a lot better outcomes for you. So my program includes the gut microbiome testing, lab testing. I work with the lab so that the lab person and I come up with a specific protocol just for you based on the whole picture of what is going on in your gut. So no more guessing, no throwing things at the wall to see if they stick. We get a clear picture of what's going on in your gut. That's how we know how to fix it, right? This is not just me going, well, I think this would be good. No, it's literally your gut tells us, right? On the lab report. We do a 30-day nutritional gut reset, which is guaranteed to give you, remember all those vitamins and minerals that 9 out of 10 of you are not getting? This is guaranteed to give you all of your vitamins and minerals, so no more guessing about what to eat. I will give you the exact plan about what to eat. You get 4 months with me coaching. I work with you, and I work with you until you feel your best. We do breath work together. I have my Pilates class. You have a whole step-by-step online plan. So in between our meetings, you know exactly what to be doing the whole time. I give you recipes. I give you everything you need. I've cultivated this program over many, many years. I give you everything you need to achieve whatever your health issues are in 2025. I guarantee you will get there. So lock in 2024 pricing. You can put a deposit down right now and you can start January 1st. You can start February. That's totally up to you, but we can at least get you going so that you have a plan in 25. Like this is a good plan. But there's more, right? There's so much more. Fixing your gut is about so much more than just changing your diet. And that's what a lot of people think. Like, I don't know, I eat really healthy, but I still have XYZ in the laundry list because it's about so much more than changing your diet. And when I hear people say, I've tried everything, but they've never done my program, they've never tried everything, right? So any questions? I wanted to leave a lot of space for questions, and I know I went over because I get really passionate about everything. Oh, and then the last page is just a bunch of texts that I get from my clients about how good they feel after doing my program. I don't know if that shows up backwards for you, but that's the last page in the workbook. And I've got hundreds of these texts about how amazed people are once they do my program because we got to the root cause and we built the foundation, right? Now they can go out and buy all the throw pillows they want because they have their house. They have their health home built and it is strong and it can withstand anything that comes its way. That's the goal. Do gut issues cause autoimmune? Yes. So not necessarily in 100% of cases, but the thing with autoimmunity is your gut lining is one hair thin, and so when we damage the gut from losing our good bacteria, all the things that we already know damage our gut, right? And your gut becomes leaky. You've probably seen my leaky gut workshop. If you haven't seen my leaky gut workshop, it's a good one. You guys put leaky in the comments and I'll send you a link to my workshop. It's a must-have for anyone with gut issues. Then your gut lining gets damaged. It's kind of like a screen on your window. You want the air to come in, but you don't want the bugs to come in, right? But this screen starts to get damaged. Well, now all these particles that come into your body and are meant to go out with your poop are now leaking through your gut lining into your body, and your body sees them as invaders because they're in the wrong place, and your body will start attacking them. So if these toxins settle into your thyroid, your body starts to attack your thyroid. If these toxins settle into your joints, your body starts to attack these joints, right? Rheumatoid arthritis. Whatever the autoimmune issue is, isn't it more likely that your body is attacking toxins than it's attacking itself? Your body doesn't attack itself. Like I said, your body is always working in your best interest. So it would make a lot more sense that your body is attacking all the toxins that are now leaking into your bloodstream, right? which is why gut issues are at the root of just about every symptom. Because of leaky gut, your body's just full of toxins. So yes, does a bad gut cause high cholesterol? Yeah, same thing. I have a whole opinion, professional opinion on cholesterol, which is for a whole nother day. But yes, is the answer. So any questions, anybody? I'm happy to stay on for a few more minutes. If anybody has any other questions, anything gut related, anything about sleep, anything about breath work, about gut microbiome testing, like I'm here. You have a professional ready to answer questions for you. Throw them in the chat. I'm happy to answer. And I highly recommend going back and watching this again, and especially that beginning part where we did like the self-love thing. That's going to be so impactful for you, because so much of why people don't get healthy is because they think they don't deserve it. And so love, self-love is so important. And I am trying to send through the computer all the love I can to every single one of you, to let you know that you are so worthy and so deserving of feeling good every single day. I don't care if somebody told you when you were little you weren't good enough, or maybe it was a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. That is not the truth, but your subconscious still hangs on to it. So there's sometimes some work that needs to be done there in the subconscious, and that's why we do breath work together, because the breath work taps into your subconscious, and we can actually release those old stories that are not true. So that self-love part, so beautiful, so amazing. That self-love is like, it'll change your life. Change your life. So I don't see any other questions in the chat. Thank you so much all for showing up. I really want you to give yourselves a pat on the back for showing up for yourself, for taking this time to care about your own health. Every little step you take to get you closer to health is important. Even if it's tiny, it's big, right? So congratulate yourself with every little thing you do. If you go out tomorrow and you get that water bottle, celebrate, congratulate yourself, give yourself a pat on the back, do a happy dance, right? Like how else can you congratulate yourself? Be happy for yourself, love yourself. So important. Thank you all. I appreciate you showing up. If you need the workbook, it's in the comments. If you want to book a call with me just to talk about your issues and your goals, I offer totally free, complimentary phone calls. It's actually a Zoom call. And we can just chat. I love you all. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I look forward to working with you in the new year. And have a wonderful night.